Good evening, gentlemen. Today's topic is empowerment. Empowerment is defined as a process that leads us to gain personal potential strength and self-reliance. It can be summarized as a having decision-making power, having access to information and resources, being assertive, feeling that you can make difference in situation what we have, learning to redefine what we are, learning to redefine who we are, and increasing one's positive image and overcoming stigma. Most of the cases, we are afraid of taking decisions because we are not sure about the consequence of making a decision. We keep worrying about what will happen if it is gone wrong or if it is right, what is the problem, what can happen if it is gone wrong. So this fear is there in our conscience, in our mind, hence we keep worrying about it. And sometimes we make such a planning that if our decision fails, decision is not giving the desired results, we keep worrying about it, we keep upsetting about it. So means we have to leave some space for a failing. If it fails, what happens? So we should be ready for that. Otherwise, we always worried to take decisions. We are worried about taking decisions because we are worried about what will happen if decision is not giving the desired outcomes. This fear is there when we want to take decisions. How to overcome the fear? Sometimes we have a tendency that how I am looking to others. Actually, billions of dollars are spent on this one sentence, how I am looking to others. And much energy is wasted in this thinking process. We want to impress others. We want to attract the attention. So this is where we spend a lot of time, we get worried about it. If I don't look like this one, some people will not respect me, like that. We keep worrying about this thinking process. This is one problem. Then we keep on worrying about our decisions, right, wrong. And if it has gone wrong, we keep upsetting about it. Millions of times the pictures keep coming, right or wrong, keep coming, and we keep worried about it. Because of that, we get upset about it. And the pictures in our mind keep changing, and we are upset due to the inside reasons. Outside means it can be people, it can be situations, or it can be direct experience or indirect experience. Sometimes people, if you're a student, people expect that 99% results has to come. It doesn't come. Again, people keep upsetting about it. So there are reasons why we keep upsetting on the results or consequences, and because of that we keep becoming upset about the situations or results. And in the process we keep blaming people, blaming situations and complaining. We're trying to search for who could be the reason why we are not able to achieve the results. Who could be who might have sabotaged our efforts. We keep blaming, complaining, instead of finding out the root cause, and we trying to worry about the effect. The result is not okay, so we are not trying to figure out what is the root cause. And because of this, lot of energy, creativity is getting wasted in this blaming and complaining process. Daily, it helps us. Daily, if we make some affirmatives in the morning, we can write in a small paper and we can actually repeat ourselves. We can read for ourselves. Something like, I am smart because I learn something good every day. I am perfect because I never make mistakes knowingly. I like myself because I take action to make things happen. I am happy that I am me because always I choose to be happy. So we, instead of worried about what has gone wrong, let us worry about what is good and how we can focus on our strong points rather than the upsets and failures and worried about the fear of the failures. Let us make a positive affirmations on daily basis in the morning by just reading these sentences or memorizing these sentences. It will help us to improve the positive energy. We should not focus on the weakness. We should focus on the strength. Weakness will fall. So we should worry how to increase our strength. We should focus on strengths, not on weakness. Focus should be shifted to how something can be done rather than what will happen if it is not done or it is not achieving the results. We should only focus on how it can be done, how something can be achieved. We should not worry about the weaknesses. We should focus on strengths. And most of the time, people, they spend time maybe in mobile, maybe in other chats. They keep worried about what happens to others. Gossip, complaining about something, arguments, these are all loss of energy, waste of time. But we keep spending good amount of time in our daily life in doing these three of these things. I just want to ask any participants, have you ever put a question like this? Did I ever bought something for self for no reason? You might have bought gifts for your wife, your family members. You might have built a house or car for some reason. Did you ever bought a single gift for yourself without a specific reason? So generally, because we always purchase some gifts with others, maybe family members, or maybe some occasions or functions when we attend some, we have to give some gifts. But we don't give gift to ourselves, because are we feeling that we are not worthy to get present ourselves? Are we not confident that we are good enough to receive gifts by ourselves? Means we always want give something for some reason, including love. But see the children, they doesn't look for a reason for giving love. And sometimes somebody asks you for a favor or something, we are worried about saying no. We tend to say yes even though we want to say no. But after saying yes, to fulfill that obligations, we keep struggling for that. Because in the process actually you may have to miss something else, some other commitment, some other schedules you have to miss. Because you have told yes to this one gentleman, the other people may not be happy with you. And because of that, you will be getting upset about it. By saying yes, you are getting upset. But instead, we can try to say no and explaining what exactly the required situation. Maybe there is a possibility that the understanding between both of you can happen. Instead of blindly say yes and getting stuck and getting upset about it later on. And most of the habits, they start at very young age. Let us take an elephant. Into the matter any animals, we generally have a practice of tying some rope and trying to the one wooden post or some maybe tree or something like that in our farms or fields. Or that is true for elephants also. But elephant, can it not remove that, take away that whole post? It will not, because it is retarded in the mind that somebody is tying you to a post. You have to stay there only. That is the recording done in the mind of elephant or any animals from beginning, so they stay there only. And sometimes due to the fear of failures, we get anger, we get resentment, we feel that entire world is going against me. So what should I do? Like this, we'll keep worried about it. In the process, we get a lot of hurt, sad emotions. But these emotions need to be completed, means we need to spend some time and recollect and feel. We have to complete something like somebody is weeping. We should not stop it. We should allow him to weep. The emotion has to be completed. Then he will get relieved after some time. And suppose one of your friend is having some difficulty, or you have told some sentences, some words, some comments, knowingly or unknowingly, he has felt bad about it. He felt hurt about it, which you found later on. Maybe it can be your family members or your wife or somebody. Instead of arguing or something, trying to justifying, what we have to do is, we have to mirror ourselves. What have I done which has hurt the person? So that will help us to find out how to unburden the person, feelings of the hurt person. We should not discuss the reasons for why you made a comment like that. Just be with him, trying to share without talking to him, trying to share, sit with him and trying to feel whatever hurt he felt by yourself. In the process, both of you can unburden yourself. We should not discuss or argue. You need not have to explain why you have made a statement like this. and pick up an argument. Just mirroring means you need to feel same wording. If it has come to me, how I will feel about it. Then you may understand the real hurt the other person has felt, and you also will feel same way, and both of you will be relieved in the process. So mirroring is very good technique to handle these emotions and hurt feelings. Sometimes, suppose somebody is feeling very hurt, one of the things which will help us is physical movements. Means you can go for a country run, you can go do an exercise. This will help us to reduce the stress, including hurt feelings, sad emotions. All these things can be controlled properly by physical actions. Most of the cases, we have things like positions, designations, but there's something called experience, personal growth, facing challenges after challenge. Because in a job or work situation, we will have positions like manager or a head of the department like this. But what is the real experience is, in a day-to-day basis, whatever challenges we face, how we mitigate those challenges and solve those problems, go further. That is what is experience. The hurt, whenever we have a feeling of hurt when in these situations, we need to hold the hurt. If otherwise, if we be with the hurt for a longer period, and that will create more damage to you. So we need to understand and come out of the hurt very fast. It is very difficult to see eye-to-eye contact with any person, because in fact, old sayings, people say, if somebody tells lies or you feel that he is not telling truth, you say, please look at my eyes and tell me. Means eye-to-eye contact is such a powerful thing, because we believe that people don't tell lies in eye-to-eye contact, because truth only will come out. And people feel awkward being watched. Maybe in a public stage or somewhere, if person who is not habituated, we feel very uncomfortable. The hundreds of people are watching me. People feel awkward being watched. Sometimes we keep laughing. Mutual laughing is okay, but if you are laughing at somebody, it may be laughing for you, but it is embarrassment for the other person. It is not an enjoyment for the other person. That also can create hurt feeling for the other person. Later on, you will also find it difficult to handle that hurt. There is something called world of doing and world of being. World of doing is basically indirect experiences. Doing is self one and being is self two. Doing is maybe your designations and all these things. Being means you be part of the activity. Full direct experience. Self two. Most of the cases, we keep telling, I have done this some time back. That day I have achieved this, I have achieved that. This is all basically eating yesterday's garbage. We should always try to live in this present moment. We should try to avoid talking about history and eating yesterday garbage. It will not be useful. The self too, which is come from direct experience, that always gives us spontaneous space, means our responses will be spontaneous. The spontaneous reactions comes only with the experience, direct experience. There is a study done of 500 successful people, a study was done in America, reasons for success. Discipline, basically the person's attitude and other things, and knowledge is his qualifications. These contribute only for 19% of success. But 81% is contributed by the empathy and enthusiasm. So most successful people, they demonstrate this empathy, enthusiasm. So that is most important for success. It is not our degrees and qualifications. Different for different places, learning is different, situations are different, but three qualities are important to become success. That is enthusiasm, passion, and intense excitement. We don't have anything if we don't have enthusiasm to do things. Enthusiasm is most important. There are 50% reasons for success or enthusiasm. Whatever we do, we should do with enthusiasm. We always feel that things are not happening favorable to me, God is not doing favor to me, life is not fair. But we need to question ourselves, am I willing to play or complain? We should stop complaining because it will not help anything. Sometimes people say God is nowhere, God is not there, where is God? But you can say words, you can understand God is now here. Saying God is nowhere, we can also understand God is now here. And many times we say, this is not possible, that is not possible, but nothing like impossible. In the same impossible, we have a concept called I am possible. Yes, it is possible. Means possibility is very much existing inside a impossible. So we need to find out how to make it possible. Again, living in uncertainty, letting go of control. Most of the times, we are worried about keeping control of things. We feel if we lose the control or give control to somebody, things will become uncertain. The other person will not be able to do as efficiently as I am. But that may not be true. And we have lost playful romance in life because we keep controlling. We want to control others. We want to control the various things in the organizations or our life or family. And because of that, we keep upsetting about it. We keep hurting people. So instead of that, we can also think, let go. These two words, let go, is most important. Let go resistance. Most important point in the entire empowerment process is let go. Let go resistance from within and outside. Because most of the cases, people argue for my way, not the right way. This is true in organizations, families, everywhere. The argument keeps on going, my way, I am right, you are wrong. Instead of saying what is right, we should go in a right path. People always argue for my way. I am great, whatever I am doing is correct. Next point is losing face. Always we are worried about the face saving. Nobody is fully sure that whatever he is talking is not correct. But he doesn't want to withdraw because he doesn't want to lose his face. How to overcome that? Acknowledge whatever is there. The problem will be solved in a few minutes. Instead of acknowledging the whatever mistake you have done, you are worried about losing the face and keep discussing, arguing. Some people go to even courts and jails and all. Problem is losing the face only, nothing else. By acknowledging, you can leave the problem in a few minutes. And most of the cases, people take decisions on emotional plane. Sometimes people take a rational thinking. Sometimes based on the action thinking. It is not that one is correct, but we should need to balance our decision based on all these three things in a balanced way. Emotional, rational and action oriented. Then we can have wisdom, balancing of all the three different types of decisions. Somebody always questions, how do you take care of your boss so that you will not have problem in the organizations. You should not handle the boss. Carry the boss along with your subordinates. Then you can have a very good relationship between your boss and subordinates both. In let go, I was mentioning earlier, we keep advising people. We keep arguing with people on your point, my way. Keep worrying about decision making. That is fear. We keep judging and evaluation. The moment we meet a new person, we keep on judging whether good or bad, what type of person he is. We are trying to evaluate him. Judging is our attitude. And we have a position control. I am a manager, I am a MD, I am a CEO. I have to control things like this. And we say, being right, I am only right, you are not right. And I am looking good, you are not looking good. And proving a point. There is nothing in this world which we can prove a point. Because today something which is said, which is right, tomorrow the same thing can be wrong actually. Because there is nothing like right or wrong. It is only appropriate to the today's situation or inappropriate to the today's situation. So nothing like proving a point. Many times people trying to prove point. They fight for proving points, but it is no use. One-upmanship, we are trying to say that I am better than him, I am smarter than others, and trying to give explanations. All these things, we should avoid. We should let go. Let go advising, let go argument, let go fear, let go judging and evaluation, let go position control, let go being right. Nothing wrong in saying becoming wrong. Let go looking good. Let go proving a point. Let go one-upmanship. Let go smarter than others. Let go explanations. All these things we should let go. This will help us a lot in improving the empowerment for ourselves and our team, our subordinates. Everybody will be, moment you keep practicing these let goes, the situation will change a lot. I am not expert in cricket, but only small point I want to mention here. When somebody throws the ball, the batsman should not automatically respond and hit the ball. Be with the spin of the ball, defeat the hurry to hit the ball for a moment. It should be a spontaneous, natural response. It cannot be automatic, then it will not be success. We need to be present moment by moment and defeat the automaticity of the response. Because we cannot keep finding out this is the answer for the question which somebody is going to ask me next time. That will not help. We can answer natural response. Because we need to be natural response, spontaneous will come from the experience. And most important is coaches Job of a coach is basically coaching players on letting go past moment and focus on the next ball. Because if you keep on worried about how he misses the last ball, he will not play the next ball as well. If he focuses on the misses only, he will not be able to take takes. So you should not focus on the let go the last moment, past moment, focus on next moment. Focus on and achieve the take, not the worried about the miss. One more point, we always worried about somebody is insulting you, somebody criticizing you, but no one makes you feel inferior or insulted without your consent. Because if somebody is making a point, you can also, without hurting the other person, you can also put your point across. You need not have to accept it. So you need not have to give a consent for his giving insults to you. So this is very important. People always say, I know this, I know that, lot of things I know. But nobody has all answers. Knowing that you don't know everything is far wiser than thinking that you know a lot when really you don't. Sometimes this direct experience, walk through fire. You might have seen people walking through a fire ring. But people who are looking at the process, they will feel worried how the fellow is walking over that or going through the ring. But you might have seen in some of the festivals, people walk over the fire. But you take the first step, rest will follow. That is experience. And one more point is, pretend to be happy. Means sometimes by telling ourselves, I am happy, you can be happy. But feeling sad and keep on thinking, I am not happy, I am feeling hurt about somebody's comment and some other day, you will continue to be unhappy. To come out of that, you pretend that you are happy, practice it, maybe after a few minutes, after a few hours, you will be really happy. When you have emotions, emotions have to be completed. There is nothing like a bad emotion. You have to share with others and complete and really get relieved out of it. Sometimes people say, hey, boss keeps on giving a lot of instructions to do this, to do that. He doesn't know how to do it. We keep murmuring. But actual reality is, it is easier to follow instructions than not following the instructions. And not following instructions is something like, telling truth is always easier instead of telling lies. Because telling lies means you keep telling for one lie, to cover up that, you keep telling many lies. There is no end for that. Truth is only one. And there is one principle called Aikido's principle. Suppose people, is just something like you can see the hands like this. We are also having a footing of 1 ton. He is also putting 1 ton, pressing like this. Nothing is going to happen. If you press like this, suddenly release one pressure, he will fall down. Means you should use your energy in the direction of the flow rather than against each other. Against each other, the fight will never stop. You give way. Suppose somebody is scolding. He will scold for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. That's all. Later on, he will not have words to do anything. So we need not have to confront everything upfront. We need to see what is the situation and accordingly we need to act appropriately. We should use our energy in the direction of the flow. More controls you put, more restrictions on people, the more resentment, more sabotage. Too many rules, some people put big rules, entering the factories, later on what to do, what not to do. Big boards, keep doing audit what they are doing and keep punishing people. You will have a lot of resentment. Some people try to sabotage. They will do wrong things, but you will not know how you have done the wrong thing. Too many restrictions, sometimes you will have too many problems to handle also. There is no change, there is no chance, no destiny, no fate that can hinder or control the firm resolve of a determined soul. Means nobody will control your destiny. Your destiny you control by purely yourself only. We feel somebody is controlling. It is actually may not be correct. You are only responsible for your destiny. Each and every day, in every way, I am getting better and better. This affirmation, keep telling ourselves regularly in the morning, it will help us a lot to become positive and going better. These are all the power questions we need to recite. Maybe we can keep reading in the mornings. It will help us. What am I most happy about in my life now? How does that make me feel? What am I most excited about in my life now? How does that make me feel? What am I most proud about in my life now? How does that make me feel? What am I most grateful about my life now? How does that make me feel? What am I enjoying most in my life now? How does that make me feel? What am I committed to in my life right now? How does that make me feel? What do I love? Who loves me? How does that make me feel? These are all the morning questions we can reading, which will help us to improve our overall understanding of the situation, which will help us to becoming positive and taking things in a positive way, and it will improve daily, better and better. And evening questions are: what have I done? What have I given today? In what ways have I been giver today? What did I learn today? How was today added to the quality of my life? How can I use today as an investment in my life? These are all evening questions. Actually, daily if we keep reviewing these questions, I think we can make better planning, how we can do daily better, next day better. There are some problem questions. What is right or great about this problem or day? It is in morning actually. What is not perfect as yet? What am I willing to do? Make it the way I want it. What am I willing to not to do to make it the way I want it? How can I enjoy doing things necessary to make it the way I want it? These are all problem questions. So these are all questions if we keep answering, we will get a path for future which we can follow ourselves. Thank you. Any questions please? Key factors for self-empowerment. Basically, we try to keep controlling things. But I happen to be in industry for many years. Instead of we always feel that I can do better. I only can give a proper solution, or I can do better planning. Instead of that, we can allow our people to do things. You can only guide them, sometimes remotely. To your surprise, you may find that your team is doing better than what you expected. And sometimes people feel that suppose your subordinates are performing better than you, what will happen to you? I don't think that is the reason, because if your team is doing well, definitely you will find a better position in the same organization, some other organization, because your self-confidence itself will take you to higher places. So better to let go advising people, let go judging, evaluation, all these things. Suppose if you keep practicing, it will help us a lot so that you can deliver more than what you could have delivered otherwise. Suppose you do planning, everything you want to do yourself, so it becomes output for one man. If you are allowing your people to do a team of 20, the 20 people's output will become your output. That's how your output will increase. This actually was told by one of my ex-boss maybe 30 years back. Because if you do yourself, it is one output. If your team works, guide them, allow them to do, that is what is empowerment. You help them wherever they have a problem, then the sum of the output of all the people together, it becomes your output. So your output actually multiplies the moment you keep doing empowerment. No, it is like this. It is Sharade mentioned there are so many things we spoke, we know, but it becomes difficult. See, it is like this. These concepts we cannot practice. Because I myself used to practice. Actually, there is some session I attended long back, some 20-25 years back. But I keep practicing actually. We were told in the session, we should buy a gift within 24 hours. Maybe I just want to ask the participants, can you buy a gift for yourself without a reason in next 24 hours? And go to the house, they are saying that, hey, this is a gift I bought for myself without a reason, without an occasion. Like mentioned that external factors on which you do not have control that may lead to the flow. How could we define fate? See, fate, you have to put your efforts. You have to go to the exam, write the exam, answer questions, then you will get the answers, marks. But if you say everything is gone to the fate, maybe people will not try to put the efforts fully. Even in Bhagavad Gita, what Bhagavan has told is, you should put your efforts, then result will be not yours. But the efforts have to be put. That Bhagavan will not put. And motivation for teamwork means, in fact, once we had a problem in the Tata, when I was in Tata, we have a rejection problems. Then we have mentioned, as a team leader I mentioned, that rejection has to come from 20% to 2%. Let us go to somewhere. Then to my surprise, in a month's time, the team has achieved the target, and we had a dinner in the 5-star hotel. Entire team members were called, including our CEO. In workers and CEO, all people have attended there. So that way we can create team motivations also. Because an objective is clearly available, and when the team achieved the objective, teams can be motivated. Even Switzerland, we have done team motivations like this. we have a target to achieve specific dates, and we create a incentive scheme based on the our dates and how many numbers they have to achieve, and incentives are equal to all the people, and we have achieved the results, and all the blades are dispatched on time and without any penalty, which runs in crores of rupees those days. You can create motivation for teams. I have mentioned some affirmations. Means we should feel good about ourselves because you are leading your life. Your life, you need to find out what good things you have. Don't worry that somebody else will tell you what are good things about you. Somebody also will tell sometimes, it happens. But sometimes you also knows, so you are in the society, you are with the people, we are the teams. So some good points, some achievement results you are having. Sometimes it also helps, whatever the results you have achieved in your life, maybe academic, maybe career, in your room, where a special room or war room you can create in your own house, and you keep pasting those good things what you have achieved. That those things, keep reading them, they will motivate you to achieve further, so you can keep on adding the list. No, I don't think any mystical powers are there to empower anybody. Nothing mystical about it. We have to work for that. See, it is like this. We have to avoid the unnecessary emotions, unnecessary waste of time by let go. Then we have to keep efforts. Need to find out positive points in ourselves, which will take us to better day by day. Children, to teach, coach them. See, children, they are in the study mode. So better point for them is create a timetable for study, play. That will help them to planning their time properly for the studies and the plays. Second is keep appreciating them. We have a tendency always to criticize children. See, neighbor children is achieved 90%, you achieved 70%, you are no good. Instead of that, we keep encouraging the child, whatever achieved, you keep identifying the strengths of the child and encourage him, instead of focusing on his weak points and criticizing him. Children, after some age, we should treat them like a friends and try to guide them, because we are separate human beings. We are there to guide them, so that they also become good human beings and good citizens and lead their life. Means you don't put too many conditions in the house, you empower them. But okay, you make them responsible, then things will happen better for the children.
I would like to thank Rao sir for today's webinar, and thank you all the attendees for coming in today and listening to him.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.